Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday. We're starting off the day with some wet conditions outside. I'm Evan Narani, giving you a check of the CBS 8 Plus extended forecast, where we have been busy all morning long, and that is because the rain has been coming down, the snow across the mountaintops has been coming down, wind has been passing through the county. All four microclimates really feeling that wind. Here are your two-day rain totals. This is kind of how we're kicking things off. Yesterday, we saw in the early morning hours some tenths of an inch that came down, light accumulations overall. We expect that throughout the rest of the day, we still could see some light accumulations, but between now and noon, scattered showers are the case. After the noon hour, we're going to have a little bit of the sun peeking through and otherwise dry, but still that about 10 to 20% chance of a quick moving isolated shower or two. So in general, a lot of our accumulations came to about half an inch to an inch total. I want to show you what that satellite radar imagery looked like earlier this morning. This was from about 6 to 9 a.m. and you can see how we got a little bit of a break from Oceanside through San Diego in that stretch there, but the South Bay still was picking up on plenty of that wet weather. Really south of the 8 is where you can see it. Snow across the mountains. That snow level has been plummeting all day. So started at about 4,500 feet. By the end of the day, we will likely be down to a mere 1,500 feet where we could be seeing snow. Now, that's not going to stick at 1,500 feet. 2,500, maybe an inch if that. Otherwise, though, it looks like higher elevation snow is much more likely, closer to 3,000, 4,000, and then 5,000 feet where we've got this winter storm warning in play, possibility of several feet of snow up above 5,000 feet. Take a look at the thing that we have as most prominent. That's the green here along the coast, and it stretches not only from your coastline, but through your inland valleys. It's just currently covered by this winter weather advisory. You can kind of make out that square that's all the way across that portion of our coastline and inland valleys. That's a flood advisory. Expired at 9:10 a.m. However, we are still seeing that there's plenty of ponding on the roads, for example. So while you're driving outside for the evening commute, for example, you do want to take it slower. Winter weather advisory in effect along your inland valleys. That's about 1,500 to 2,500 feet. Above 5,000 feet is where we see the possibility of more feet of snow. All the way through the day, we're going to see those scattered snow showers especially, but closer to the coast and inland is where we've seen things lessen up a bit. Wind is felt countywide. Wind advisory in effect from your coast through your inland valleys as well, and then high wind warning for your mountains and deserts. So really what we see with this wind advisory is for a spot like Ramona, for example, you're under a wind advisory, a winter weather advisory, and a flood advisory. There's a lot going on to kick off the day. Here's what our rain and cloud forecast looks like over the next 48 hours. Snow level starts to drop. We pick up on more accumulating snow over the mountaintops. Yellow and orange show areas where we could pick up on more moderate to heavy showers. This continues throughout the rest of your day. Noon hour shows the coastline and most of our inland valleys are dry, but we could still see a few sporadic light showers for the most part. Across the mountains, though, through 4 p.m., we're still seeing some of that snow and rain-snow mixture as well with the area in pink there on the screen. Going into 9, 10 p.m. or so, we should be mainly dry across the county. Looks like we're going to be seeing those dry skies persist not only through tonight and tomorrow, but all the way through the weekend and into next week. A welcome sight. If you want to go visit the mountaintops, you could see 24 inches of fresh snow out there. Palomar Mountain and Mount Laguna are expecting the chance of this storm as a whole, yesterday through today, bringing us 2 feet of additional snow. 6 to 8 inches in Julian is what we're looking at. That's all the pink there on the screen under that winter storm warning. Because this storm is continuing to make its kind of closest approach, this trough of low pressure, well, we are going to see some colder temperatures stick. So this afternoon, we're going to be trending in the low 50s. These temperatures are more what we would expect toward our overnight lows as opposed to our afternoon highs. So don't expect much warmth to be coming through. It's going to stay on the chillier side of average. 53 for Oceanside and Carlsbad, 50 this afternoon for Escondido, and 50 for La Mesa. East County is where you start to get a little bit chillier. 48 for Ramona. Julian's only going to warm up to 39, and Palomar Mountain 34 as our afternoon high. So here's the 8-day forecast. A lot of people widening their eyes a bit at the sight of a stretch of dry weather from Thursday all the way through next week. Looks like zonal flow is what we'll be set up for. The difference between zonal flow and a ridge of high pressure, for example, ridge of high pressure would help to clear those skies out so we wouldn't have as many clouds. Ridge of high pressure would help warm our temperatures up. We're not seeing either of those things happen. So from this afternoon through Saturday afternoon, we might gain another 5 degrees on our afternoon high, but we're still staying cooler than average all the way through the next 8 days. It looks like toward the middle of next week, Wednesday, we could start to see our warmest point, mid-60s maybe, but notice that as we head into the weekend, it is going to be more comfortable in the sense of it will be dry out there. But remember, the ground is still quite saturated, so you might still run into some puddles out there. And across the mountaintops, that snow is likely going to stick for a bit of time. Tomorrow, we're going to peak at about 42 degrees. We previously had some of our forecast models boosting to the low 50s. Now it looks like we'll stay in the 40s. So yes, this is above freezing, and yes, some of that snow will melt, but it's going to take some time for us to see the several feet of snow that have come down over the last about week or 2 weeks to actually melt. Across the deserts, we see quite a boost. 53 this afternoon, warming up to 71 by Saturday. That'll bring us toward about average, and then into early next week, we'll stay in that same range, upper 60s, low 70s. Some stormy weather still to come. Looks like throughout the rest of the day, though, things are lessening in intensity. Even that small chance of a little bit of the sun peeking through some of those more stormy clouds at times. You can tune in to the latest forecasts at cbs8.com/weather. You can also click on the CBS 8 app. Send us your photos and videos. Tell us what you're seeing out your window as you start off your stormy, wet, damp Wednesday morning. You name it. A lot of words to describe it. I'm Evan Irani, and we hope you all have a wonderful day.